Hey everybody, hello and good evening. Greetings from Dixon, Tennessee. Once again, today is Tuesday, July 7th, 2018. Local time is 10:28 Central. We are 823 miles to Cole Township, Pennsylvania. As you can see, I am down to 1 hour and 4 minutes remaining to drive. That's already after taking my 30-minute mandatory break. Temperature here is 79 degrees, I believe. 76. Alright, I'd like to address this video, or kind of address William Chesser's comment. I've actually addressed this topic several years ago, but William has brought up a very interesting point. His comment says, "Shame on you for not moving over or slowing down for the state trooper on the shoulder, JBG." Well, William, did you see or not see? Of course, you can't see the vehicles that was alongside of me on the driver's side, right? There was no way for you to see that. Of course not. And did you see the speedometer when I slowed down? No, you didn't. But William, I assure you, I slowed down, I tried to move over, and I couldn't move over. The speed limit, I believe, was 70. I did 55 or lower. I don't know. You know, I have always... let me just say this, William. Of all the lack of information that the video that you could see, and for you to comment like that, it just boggles my mind, because you don't have all the information and yet you could make a comment. But I get it, you know. I guess I don't know. But anyway, here's the point that I have been addressing for many years. First and foremost, I hate the idea that cop can pull you over and do their business on the side of the shoulder. I mean, how many times people have been hurt, been killed, been injured, properties damaged, because they conducted their business on the shoulder? I mean, how many state troopers have died because of that practice? Just because they pull you over for a speeding ticket. I mean, yes, it is somewhat they have to do that. I am not saying that they shouldn't give out tickets for, you know, for violators or speeders or reckless driving. I'm not saying that at all. But here's what I'm saying. The primary basis of their doing that is to keep the public safe, right? It's about safety. Now, I know some of you out there can argue that it's not about safety, it's all about the money and all that, blah, blah, blah. So some of you will think that. Some of us will think it's safety, and some will say it's both. But no matter where you stand on that issue, and I've actually had a little discussion with a subscriber of mine that was a police officer, and here's what my suggestion was. If the state troopers would pull you over for just a traffic violation, speeding ticket, whatever, illegal lane change, they should bring you up to the next exit, the next rest area, or a shoulder wide enough for a certain minimum distance of one more lane. Here are those big giant shoulders that we see. Because in my opinion, the very first idea, the very reason that they're doing this is for safety, and for them to pull you over and conduct their business on a shoulder like this, it's just hazardous to the public, to everybody, not just the public, but also to the officers. And I know it can be impractical sometimes, because rest areas and exits don't always, come close, or sometimes there's not enough, the next exit could be 5-10 miles ahead down the road. But you do understand what I'm trying to say, is for them to conduct their business for safety reason, is they're just trading one hazardous situation for another hazardous situation. But I also understand that they have to do their business. I'm not against cops. I'm just saying, don't forsake one's safety because of, don't forsake the other hazardous for another hazardous situation. Now, having said that, I've always wondered what the meaning of move over or slow down. The sign that says slow down, it never tells you what the minimum speed limit you should be doing. It just slows down. So from 70 miles an hour, you slow down to 65. By law, you should be able to be okay with it, right? Because you slow down. You slow down from 70 to 65. My question is there by law written in the books that says slow down at a minimum of 10 miles per hour, 20 miles per hour? Do you slow down to 45 miles an hour? Now, I'll give you a little extreme example. Now, let's just say you come to a traffic stop between a police officer and a motorist. Now, surely, if you can't get over, surely you don't recommend that you should slow down to 25 miles an hour, because you're just going to create a really hazardous situation, right? I mean, I know my example is extreme, but just to, elaborate on the example so we all can see what my point is. What is then the acceptable trade-off of slowing down from 70 miles an hour down to 55? Is that acceptable? So, William, what is your recommendation that we truck drivers slow down? What should be the maximum speed limit? or what should be the maximum speed for us truckers that are unable to move over? How fast should we go through a traffic stop like that? That's what I would like to know. And sorry to be picking on you, but it's not really you personally. It's just something that I've always been, curious about for many, many years. And no one can ever tell me the straight answer of what the book says. The legal book. And what do you think about the idea that if you get stopped for a traffic violation, you should be led to the next safe every mile should have like a emergency investigation site, something like, for example, some of these places in New York City or Chicago that you see, they have this emergency investigation sites that they put up every couple mile. Would that be something that would be a good idea? Again, I really, really do not believe that it's safe for anyone's safety for a traffic stop, non-emergency traffic stop, to be conducted on a very narrow shoulder. I just really disagree with that. And again, that's just my opinion. I do have, I don't know if you guys know this, but I do have several police officers that are subscribers to me, and I have known them over the years. They have really been supportive, very nice, kind to me, and so there's no way, shape, and form that I am against police officers. Although I could point you to some that are probably don't have any business being cops, but that's just a fact of life. Not all who drive the truck should be a truck driver. It could be argued that I'm one of them. So, William, let me know what your thoughts are. And but again, I assure you, I did slow down. I tried to move over. I couldn't. And I don't know how. Enough said. Alright, I have just watched Larry's video about him, the first solo day drive he did with Swift. Wow, that was an interesting story. For those of you that don't know or haven't watched it yet, type in on YouTube Long Haul Larry, or type in Intermodal Trucker, although he sometimes says long hair Larry. Yeah, that would have been actually quite fitting, because Larry, when he was younger, he really had long hair. So every time Larry says long hair Larry, yeah, tell him to keep that name. But what an interesting story, right? What an eventful night. You know, Larry just irritated, something like that. He just kind of expressed what I've been trying to say over the months now, that you know, whatever the boss gives me as a whatever truck the boss gives me, is I'll take it. He's the boss, I'm just an employee. I'm sure he's trying his best to, you know, get me the best truck he can possibly get his hands on. I'm not picky, and I'm not going to jump ship just because certain things don't work, or the week is full of breakdowns, and man, that's just trucking. You can't whine for every time there's a little, when things don't go your way. And I tell you what, that attitude has worked for me for over 26 years. Sometimes I get a brand new truck, sometimes I don't. In some year I wouldn't have a breakdown. Next year I'll have half a dozen breakdowns and towing. And one prime example is when I was driving Miss Blue. Now Miss Blue was a 2015 model T680. And guess how many times she got towed? I think she got towed twice that week, and that's a brand new truck. It just really doesn't matter what you drive. At some point it will break down. But I was just laughing when I was just laughing when I heard that Larry's story, because there are a few things out there that I can relate. Although, even though the statute of limitation has passed long overdue, I just don't have the guts to tell you. It really was true about it was a different time, a lot younger, a lot stupider. I remember when me and my co-driver, I was driving for CRST, and I had this co-driver from Mallorca, Spain. That guy could barely speak English. I would try to teach him how to speak English, and he would try to teach me how to speak Spanish. But anyway, one day him and I decided that we had a lot of time in our hands, and we both wanted to see Mount Rushmore. Oh boy. See, Mount Rushmore goes kind of like a horseshoe. You go up and you go back down at the same road. And that was the day after President George Bush Sr. was up there. If you look up in the history book, now I can honestly tell you and remember where I was the day after George Bush visited the Mount Rushmore, because the day after that, me and what was that guy? His family name was Morgan, or was that his first name? It was Morgan something. So anyway, we had about 35,000 pounds of weight in our dry box trailer. So we go up and we go up, and by the time we realized that it was not a good idea, there was no place to turn around but keep on going. Oh, I really thought that the transmission was going to be junk by the time we were done with it. And by the time we get up to Mount Rushmore, there were still a lot of people up there. And there were still one of those presidential decorations of flowers and bouquets and banners and all that stuff. You should have seen the look in their face when we came by there. They have never seen a truck up there since they built the place. Going up was really hard. It was scary. But going down was the scariest thing I've ever done. That's some steep hill there, buds. And we were smoking them brakes. I remember we picked up a load out of Chicago. No, we picked up a load out of Schererville, Indiana, at our terminal. And we were going to Seattle, so of course we took 94 all the way. 94 to 90. And then to South Dakota. And by the way, when we went up to Mount Rushmore, we did not stop. We just kept on going. We just basically just went on a horseshoe and just say, "Oh, good, okay, bye." We were very, very scared to stop. But anyway, coming down that hill, I mean, I really thought those brakes were going to go on fire. They were smoking. And we were driving a International Eagle cab over. Oh boy. That was something else. I remember the second day I was driving for CRST, I was with a lead trainer. I blew 5 tires in 6 seconds. From the steer tire, the outer tires on the drives, and the outer tires on the trailer. It just went boom, 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 boom. I ran over a farm tiller, one of those really sharp discs. Oh boy, I thought I was done for it. I felt so horrible. I really thought I was going to get fired. But by the grace of God, didn't. Different times. Okay, his last name was Moragon. I can't remember his first name anymore. But I remember he had a son named Marco. I think he was out of Milwaukee, I think he was. I remember he could never pronounce Neosho. He would always say Neocho. I said, not Neocho, Neosho. Neocho. Yep. Well, I better start looking for a place to park. I now just have 38 minutes remaining to drive. I'm wondering though why I was able to drive a lot longer on Saturday than I am today. I wish I could drive past Nashville. I might just do that. I really wish I could drive past Nashville so that I don't have to deal with the traffic tomorrow morning. You know what? I'm gonna milk this 30 minutes for all it's worth. But then again, there's really nowhere to park in Nashville. There's a TA right there downtown Nashville, but man, they would be jam-packed by now. So anyway, what are your your thoughts about the traffic stop? Do you agree that they should build a emergency investigation site every mile? That way, when the traffic stop is needed, they should bring you to that. Do it in a safe manner for everyone involved. Let me know. Once again, if you find this video worthy of watching, maybe you find it worthy of sharing. So please comment, share, and like. My family and I are ever grateful to you guys. Thank you for your support. And have a good and godly day. And we'll catch you guys a little later. Don't know when, don't know how, but later. God willing, of course. Peace. Oh, my remote control just died. Fortunately, I have another one. Yeah. All right, gotta go. Later.